Welcome to AmA Media. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. Thank you and much love.
So sit back, relax, kick your feet up, and most of all enjoy. Much love.
Ointments, also unguents, are grease-based preparations have been used in magical, healing and oracular rites since ancient times. The ancient Egyptians used magical and sacred ointments for numerous purposes, such as embalming mummies and stimulating prophetic dreams. According to the instructions on a 3rd century magical papyrus, divining dreams could be induced in an elaborate rite, part of which called for the smearing of a magical ointment on the eyes. The ointment was made from the flowers of the Greek bean, which could be purchased from a garland seller. The flowers were sealed in a glass container and left for 20 days in a dark and secret place. When the container was opened, it would reveal a phallus and testicles inside. The container was resealed for another 40 days, after which the genitals would become bloody. The ointment made from this was kept on a piece of glass in a pot that was hidden, and was rubbed on the eyes when an answer to a question was desired from one's dreams. In folklore, witches were reputed to use ointments, also called sorcerer's grease, for 2 purposes, flying and to kill others. Some ointments also were said to enable witches to shape-shift into animals and birds. Recipes for ointments have been handed down through the centuries and have been published in magical grimoires. The recipes contain vile ingredients such as baby's fat and bat's blood, or bizarre ingredients such as the filings of bells. Many also call for herbs and drugs that are toxic and or hallucinogenic, such as belladonna, the devil's weed, hemlock, hellebore root, cannabis, hemp, mandrake, henbane and aconite. Such drugs produce dizziness, confusion, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, delirium and hallucinations. According to lore, witches of old brewed the ointments in their cauldrons. For flying, they rubbed the ointments on themselves and the brooms, pitchforks, chairs, poles, or beanstalks that they used to ride through the air. Some accused witches confessed in trials that they were given magic ointments by the devil. 5 women brought to trial in Arras, France, in 1460 said they had been given such an ointment by Satan, which they rubbed on small poles and straightway flew where they wished to be, above good towns and woods and waters, and the devil guided them to that place where they must hold their assembly. Legends tell of people who found pots of ointment, rubbed themselves with it and instantly found themselves transported to the scene of wild witch revelries. While witches often insisted they had indeed flown through the air with the help of their ointments, most demonologists, as early as the 15th century, believed the effects to be imaginary and not real. In some tests conducted by investigators, a witch rubbed herself down with the ointment and then fell into a deep sleep. Upon awakening, she insisted she had been transported through the air to a Sabbath, when in fact she had been observed not moving for hours. In a tale from 1547, a witch summoned before the Inquisition of Navarre secretly brought along a jar of magic ointment, which she managed to rub on herself. In front of the judges, she turned into a screech owl and flew away. One recipe published in Reginald Scott's Discovery of Witchcraft, 1584, calls for Siam, acrum vulgar, probably sweet flag, cinquefoil, bat's blood, oil and solanum somniferum, combined with fat or lard, which the witches were supposed to rub vigorously into their skin, till they look red and be very hot, so as the pores may be opened and their flesh soluble and loose. Scott also offered another flying recipe, which called for the fat of young children to be boiled in water and combined with elioselinum, probably hemlock, aconite, poplar leaves and soot. Still another recipe called for aconite, poppy juice, foxglove, poplar leaves and cinquefoil, in a base of beeswax, lanolin and almond oil. Like demonologists of his time, Scott believed that the ointments affected the brain and did not really enable witches to fly. In modern times, Dr. Eric Will Puckert of the University of Göttingen, West Germany, tested a medieval flying ointment recipe on himself and a colleague. The ingredients included deadly nightshade, thornapple, henbane, wild celery, and parsley in a base of hog's lard. The ointment caused the 2 men to fall into a trance-like sleep for 20 hours, during which each had nearly identical dreams of flying through the air to a mountain top and participating in erotic orgies with monsters and demons. Upon awakening, both men had headaches and felt depressed. Puckert was impressed with the intense realism of the dreams. In light of his experiment, it is probable that medieval witches who used such ointments believed that they actually had such experiences, which accounts for the similarities in many confessions.
Thanks for watching this video. I hope you come back soon. So till the next time, much love.